You're gonna have to disappoint your parents. I think growing up, we all place our parents on a pedestal. We worship the ground that they walk on, and then one day our frontal lobes get further in development and we can see the entirety of who they are, flaws and all. We find out that they are people too, that they bleed like us, have had dreams and aspirations, heartbreaks and trauma of their own. Within them, just like us, is a little person in need of love and support. And depending on how they grew up, their whole personality could be a testament to how well they were loved, or their personality is a device used to accommodate their needs not being met when they were young. Some people are in dynamics where their parents show love through gift giving but aren't exactly as affectionate as needed. Some parents are smothering, some distant. Some parents are completely supportive and loving. Some parents are all that you need one day and the next operate in a way that can only be detrimental to you. But just like you will, and have, they've experienced their own hardships to get to this current moment and went about their own ways to cope with these traumas. They are not perfect. They are just like you, human. And to some, this transition from superhero to human is such a large hit to your perception of them. Imagine your perfect kid who can do no wrong, smelling like weed when he comes in the house, or your amazing daughter sneaking out to go hang with friends against your word, probably equally as shattering. But not to you because you operate in formlessness. You're not distanced from it. Your favorite activities are no longer your favorites. You used to wear black often. You wear earth tones now. Your type in dating has changed. You're constantly changing. You're not too distant from change. Unlike them, they may be more solidified in their ways. I think what has to be understood for a lot of parents is although I came from you, I'm not entirely derivative of you. You may not have chose to shed your tears around me in attempts to not look weak or to maintain my perception of you, but because of that, I may not have understood the importance of emotional vulnerability to witnessing other family dynamics different from ours, and other major differences in how we operate in our household. I will not be a complete carbon copy of you. We are two different sparks of consciousness. Your parents may have operated in survival to get by saving, budgeting, rationing food, and not being able to afford certain events and things like that just to get to another month. But you want to do something about that. You don't want to operate in scarcity. You want better for yourself and your people, and you're willing to do what it takes to get there. Well, you have to know that people who operate in these ways have adopted these ways into their worldview. And that's not to say that they can't be changed, but more often than not, you will have to produce fruit to sway them if they operate so strongly in the world. They may not see the importance of what you have in mind because of the many things that they've had in theirs not come to fruition. So, climbing the corporate ladder is much more fathomable to individuals like this, and because of their limited perception of you due to proximity, they may not see the entirety of you as a person, just as you didn't when you were younger looking at them. Just as we wouldn't see the grandeur of the sun if we were much closer to it. The worldview is defined as how you perceive the world, and the relationship between perception and reality is very important in this world. Anything that comes in your life has to be perceivable, and how receptive you are to whatever it is that you desire or find undesirable will decide whether it comes to be, the frequency at which it comes to be, or the lack thereof. For example, have you ever been in a relationship with someone who was scared of a specific event or situation, and the fear of the situation manifested itself? Maybe you were the person in fear, but this manifestation takes place because of the energy given to the idea, subsequently feeding it. To elaborate, let's say I enter a relationship with a girl who has a fear of abandonment, and perpetuating this idea in her head and giving it strength, she becomes someone I wouldn't want to deal with and eventually have to let go for my own mental health. She's created a narrative that everyone eventually leaves, so she operates in a way conducive with someone worthy of being left. Self-sabotaging and destructive thinking, perpetuating a smog in her energy. She has the power to get rid of these thoughts. She has the power to change her worldview, but she has to be receptive. And in being receptive to better, better comes, better is available. And she may find a love that truly heals her via another person, or going about the shadow work herself, imbuing herself with love. My point is, your parents are people who have went about life as they know it, to produce what they've gotten, and it's yielded results. There's a knowing that if you get a degree and add value to yourself, you can get money and be paid well, and get a good job and get by, just as there's a knowing within you that you can monetize your passions and travel and live happily and make money from your room, from your phone, on the go, etc. My advice to you is produce fruit. Fruit is undeniable. It is physical proof that work was being done. And sometimes this is the only way we sway the non-believers, even under the unfortunate circumstances that you share blood with them. This may move them towards being receptive or entirely accepting of a new reality, and sometimes they won't see the importance of your efforts. I've personally no longer expected my parents and other loved ones to even do that. I understand that the way in which we perceive reality and how it functions for us is fundamentally different, but if they can't see your efforts, they will see your fruit. Whether that be money, views, likes, you traveling, chipping in around the house if you still live with them, the acknowledgement of people they deem successful, etc. When your parents are rigid in worldview, prior to success, as a prerequisite, you will have to disappoint them. I encourage you all to stay the course. Believe in yourself. Affirm what it is that you know is possible. Absorb content that feeds the idea of this possibility and put in work. Keep the faith that everything will unravel in your favor. As it has, as it is, and as it will. Infinite blessings. Like and subscribe. Comment your favorite color in the captions.